Welcome to the lovely HP community, the 5D collective, and anyone who's new. We're gonna keep on talking about that healthy other versus the unhealthy other. And so for number one, unhealthy others, the ones who don't heal, they don't want to heal, their insecurity. Yeah. So they're very unimpressive, not evil, just very sad. I always think if Lucifer were real, I'm a 5D mystic. Also, I grew up with God and Jesus, and I know about Lucifer, and I know about attachment trauma. So it's like if Lucifer even were real, he'd find it a joke that the maladaptive patterns of behavior, the fucking drinking and drugging stuff, is something that they use his name with, or the evil stuff too. So I think of these individuals who manipulate words like demons. I'm like, I told God I don't see a demon anywhere, but I know what I'm supposed to do if I ever see this demon. I remember the conversation because I was like, I accept my fate, God, but I don't see him. What I see is suffering. And then I got to get older and I kept on learning. No, eventually I started learning about the trauma and attachment because they've been building, 20 plus years at this point. So the attachment trauma educators, they're all out there letting people who want to heal their insecurities go to them. I've noticed the spiritual bypassers in the 4D community using the twin flame journey, also the spirituality journey and soul journey, so we're going to talk about that. I've also noticed the 3D just using their cloaks and cloths, and they just keep, again, if Lucifer were someone real, he'd find it a joke because the unhealthy individual is a pattern of their self. So when you meet anyone who has shame, blame, fault, revenge, they're unintelligent on the mental and emotional and physical scale. And this is not a joke. I've met a number of individuals who are low self-esteem, indirect communicators, passive-aggressive. That's why I told God, I said, I don't see evil, but I do see suffering. I'm not going to be unkind, as I promised in catechism already that I won't be unkind. You made sure I would understand what it means to be humble, and I don't do shame sex. So if somebody does shame sex and I don't know about it, I can't do anything for the unhealthy human being who doesn't want to heal. I can accept defeat, God. Yes, that's not Lucifer, though, because Lucifer would laugh his ass off when he sees what these individuals... Oh, I do have Michael Stone's forensic criminologist scale of evil, not with the ancient textbooks, of course. As he points out, he's a very smart man. Forensic criminologist, he says, really, why are we using these words from ancient textbooks? There's no reason. So again, forensic criminologist. Oh, also Patrick McNamara, neuroscientist, proves no demon possesses anyone. And like I said before, I'm a 5D mystic. And also I'm a person who has plenty of experiences with the shame individuals, not the shame sex necessarily. But if I have to organize one of the encounters that I've had in my 44 years of life, I'd say one human being fits the bill. And that's a very yucky and sad story, and I just confirmed with myself something that I already knew about Maria, which is, it's not random strangers in the night. I really liked the person too, but they did not, it was not fun. No, one of the only actually horrible, I would say. And then they also did this other thing, which made me laugh even more. And I had no attachment trauma information, but I was in my college years, so it was something I didn't think about asking my political sciences educators. But now that I think back, I could have went to the psychology department. I'm sure they would have been like, hey, Maria, here, let me give you the list of all the unresolved trauma people and what they do. And I was like, okay, but I don't look back and say, Maria, shame on you, shame on you. How could you? No, I'm healthy. I didn't get any disease. And I learned that I was right about intimacy, which is, it's not strangers in the night because I don't get lonely. So again, it was funny. It's a funny story, actually. When I think back, I hadn't shared that one yet because I was like, I really thought I would like you. And now I don't. No, now I know that I don't like you. There's a difference between the lust energy, and it's not hard for divine feminine to know what we know. Because see, the divine feminine, the true ones, were smart. The fake ones, they use your twin flame story to make it seem like they're dramatically going through some torture. So that's other unhealthy others who are insecure. They use their coaches to feel like they can navigate the I'm Elsa. So you'll find them with their fancy suits. It's not funny, but then again, who am I, right? Except for a healthy other. So that's the point. I am here for those of you who are healthy, not the ones who want to perpetuate not only the shame sex business stuff, but also the I'm special So when I've heard that one with the twin flame stuff, yeah, I have 4D friends and I have 3D friends and they have 5D friends, and we don't miss out on each other, meaning we don't like cut cords, all that bullshit. So again, if Lucifer were alive, he'd find it a joke, because I find it a joke that people use demonization or romanticization for what is all healable in the era of 2024 is the year. So while previously we didn't have all this information, now we do, about how to heal what is a shame cycle business stuff that, again, even as a college student, I wasn't ashamed of Maria. I wasn't ashamed of the human being man either, but now I know exactly why I have a horrible recollection of this moment, because when you're an empty piece of person without your inner child alive, due to you having armored yourself shut in using the dark sides of neuroplasticity, I can explain it so that you can understand. It's not yucky because lust is disgusting. It's that you are a person who's empty and void. And then you have all these trauma charges that you're suppressing, and you're just doing it over and over again. So it's disgusting because your body is full of unprocessed, yucky emotional stuff that really could be processed. And I say yucky like a kid because it's really disgusting. It's not cooties. And you're not an energy vampire. You're a sad human being. You have no need to use Lucifer's name. Because when I learned of Lucifer, he was supposed to be scary. I didn't meet scary. I meet gruesome and gross people. It's what it feels like. And it's not STDs. You can only imagine if it were STDs. Then it'd be like, okay, I really know I have an unhealthy person. So let's learn how not to shame people, but talk about, does anybody want to know what common sense is? Good, then use it. So science explains common sense. The fear-mongering tactics of religious people, it's just really shameful. No, ignorance, uneducated. They get fancy on screens and they let you know how much they have contempt, disgust when they've fucked people, and shame. And you think, wow, I hope you don't feel that way now that you're grown up. And hopefully they don't. But then again, I don't even want to be near them. I can feel the armor a mile away. So yeah, no, it's not Lucifer. I'm going to say it's insulting to Lucifer to use any of what is unresolved trauma and to use his name at all, because seriously, if I think of the mythological Greek gods and that don't exist, I think also, again, though, of what they represented at the time when we didn't have information. Do you know, what's his name? There's the Neil deGrasse. One of his whatever in, it was on the universe, Cosmos. That's it, Cosmos. So he tells me, he informs me about how whatever the name is of the doctor dude, Hippocrates. Yeah, so they find out that epilepsy is not the wrath of the gods disease. It's like with the demon. There's no demon possessing anyone. So there's a something on Netflix that talks to you about demonic possession. It's the year 2024. They could update their entire docus on demons and say Patrick McNamara proving no demons. So please just be aware of the updated information, just like Disney is updating their information with, see, please remember of another time. As we get more of that information rolling, I'm sure that the ones who are responsible to try and not spread rumors, unlike those who want to tell you that yoga brings demons out of you, again, those are ignorant human beings. They're completely uneducated. No, they might have PhDs, but they're uneducated with good information. Oh, I'm sorry, they don't believe in it. So you can find the unimpressive lack of emotional, mental, and physical intelligence human beings out there. Again, personally, one experience, very short-lived, and I'm very happy to have it behind me so that I can tell you all, no shame sex. I know sex if I want it. And when I've met someone who doesn't have a heart, well, they do have a heart. It's just that they have used the dark sides of neuroplasticity and didn't get themselves to therapists, and then they follow leaders who get on screen and inform us of why men won't text us back. So it's not surprising. Oh, I also don't condone gender stereotypes, because smart brains don't condone any of limited stupidity consciousness people. That's how it feels when you are within the divine feminine embodiment. You don't look at your twin flames and say, oh, sure, my masculine tests me. Excuse me? Who's testing what? Now you testing what? Is this a quiz? I didn't understand. You test. So when you learn about what a child who doesn't grow up is, it's called a person who has insecurity. It's not Lucifer. It's get your 1-year-old, 3-year-old, and your entire teenager up on board with Patrick Tiahan. Then come on over and do mindfulness and spirituality like a grown inner child adult. So it's nice. I thank the names of the smart people who have given me the potential to say you can be yourself like I am, and anybody else who knows healthy self-worth. And it's very unimpressive to be around the individuals who keep wanting to use Lucifer's name, nah, he's not around. No, maladaptive child pattern behaviors are around, and they're really sad, unimpressive, and they are so clear that once you meet one of them, you're going to know all of them. And I don't know many that are this human being one. And really, now that I think about it, oh my gosh, it's funny. But we enjoy the divine feminine having experiences because we'll know, okay, now that I look back, every single one of those oversoul members, they're not karmics, dark auras, energy vampires, any of the ones who have low self-esteem and direct communication, passive aggressive. They're shame cycles. It's a sad story again. Lucifer has nothing to do with it. If I had ever met Lucifer, I would have told God. No, I already did tell God. And I still haven't seen him. And now I have Patrick McNamara with neuroscience, and I have my own clairs. And so when I do meet the underworld of those, whatever planes you want to call it, again, not scary to 5D body type, 5D mystic here, not 4D. 4D, they like to use the word Lucifer. In fact, they like to say that New Age is Luciferian. They have this thing called vanity and ego. Yeah, but then again, they are in the slumbers of being in love with themselves, and then they have followers who praise them. Ah, my pain point. There we go. So tune in if you're an empowered person and healthy person. If you prefer to be with the unhealthy others, then I'm sure you will have fun with some Zen master who tells you about laundry and all the other people who keep wanting to use Lucifer and a lot of other tactics, which they're not really tactics because you're not susceptible to manipulation because you're unaware. No, you can hear really well. So if somebody says lack of imagination for evil and you follow them, I know that you're part of their crew. If you can hear the stupidity behind that sentence, then you're going to just tune in because, there's always golden nuggets somewhere. And really it's because we like to go and say, hey, lost boys, lost girls, lost days, are you ready to be a healthy other yet? Do you want to come over and hang out with smart people, or do you want to keep using Lucifer and fallen angel stories and bullshit testing between divine masculines and divine feminines, which doesn't happen. No matter how many waves of twin flames they're going to create, that is not the twin flame journey. We'll talk about that in a little bit. In the meantime, thanks for stopping by. Like, share, and subscribe.